Hey everyone! Okay, welcome back to the Home Reset Challenge. We are moving on to kids' clothes today. Hope everything's going well. Keep me updated. I love hearing from you guys. Okay, I am actually going to start in one of my kids' rooms. It's the smallest one, but I left it pretty much untouched so that I could walk through some stuff with you guys today. Hold on just a second. Okay. If you don't have kids, and you're like, what am I supposed to do today? You can, if you feel like you still need time in your other spaces, like maybe your clothes still need some attention, then you can go ahead and continue in those spaces. If not, if you're ready to move on to something different, then consider what you have in your home that you is comparable, right? Or like whatever's taking up an extra room in your home. Maybe it's a guest room, or maybe, maybe it's a junk room. Maybe that's what it's turned into. Maybe it's a hobby room. I'd wait on hobby rooms. Hobby rooms will slow you down because there's so much in there and you might not quite be ready for that if you're just trying to do things in 30 minutes like we've been talking about, okay? So my suggestion would be to do either a guest room or maybe your master bedroom. Maybe you've got a lot of clutter catching in there. I remember my house before this one, it was a huge master room. Like, it didn't even make sense. I remember saying, I'm like, who needs a master room this big? Like, all the other rooms were, like, small, except for the master room, master bedroom. I think, I don't know why it was so big, but because it was so big, it just kind of collected things, or like that ended up being where I did my laundry, because our laundry room was upstairs and the bedroom was upstairs. All the bedrooms were upstairs. So I did a lot of our laundry in there. Laundry would pile up in there. The kids would end up playing in there because I was doing laundry in there, so their toys would end up in there. And I remember just because the space was so large, and even though I tried to like break it up, I just remember clutter got in there a lot more often than when we made our master bedroom really, really small intentionally, so that stuff would not get in there. And that actually helps a lot. So I suggest if you don't have kids clothes to go through, then go through master bedroom or guest room, or maybe like your laundry room or a mud room. There are other options, okay? But today I am going to be giving tips focused on the kids' clothes. So, all right, my big tips for just controlling kids' clothing, because it definitely accumulates, is focus a lot more on the inflow. So when you start going shopping, what's your system of shopping? Do you go in just thinking, oh, my kids need clothes in this new size, I'm just going to buy a whole bunch of stuff? Or you go in thinking, okay, realistically, my kids need 7 pairs of pants that's 1 week, right? So we need 7 pairs of pants. Then I'm not on top of laundry, by the week. So we need more than 7 pairs of pants because I'm going to be cleaning them. So maybe 2 weeks worth of clothes. Okay, so we're talking about maybe 14 pairs of pants. If it's summertime, you don't need maybe as many pants because you can, mix match with shorts, stuff like that. So start thinking realistically, how many articles of clothing do they really need? Okay, how far behind do we want to get on laundry? Because I tell you, if you only have, like that's our situation right now, because we only have a few pairs of pants, or right before Christmas, it was like we only have a few pairs of underwear that fit each kid. We were doing laundry a lot more and having to get through it quickly, like fold it and return it quickly because we didn't have as many. But if I had, 3 times as much, 4 times as much, then you're still doing more laundry because then it's just piling up. So don't think like, oh, I don't want to be doing laundry all the time. You will be doing laundry no matter what. Like, that's just a given. So the best thing you can do is bring on the intake, going to stores, shopping wisely, thinking about how many items of clothing does your person really need? Does your space really allow comfortably? And try to control what you bring in. Really make some decisions. That can be a really hard thing with hand-me-downs, because sometimes you can feel guilty if you don't keep all of them, and maybe you feel like you keep more than you really need because each item is cute, yada yada yada. But if you're going to get hand-me-downs, which is wonderful, that's what we do, we love hand-me-downs, and just still think about, okay, if I'm paying for each of these items, would I still keep it? And trying to just rule out some. You don't need tons and tons and tons of clothes, okay? So work on the inflow. My second biggest tip is get rid of items very soon after they have outgrown it. the longer you've kept an item, especially a kid item, the more attached you're going to be to it and the harder it will be to get rid of it. Because you're like, oh, they wore this when they were little. It's so tiny. You can't get rid of it. But I tell you, it is not as hard when my son's moving into 5T or 5s, 5, 6. Right now, it's not hard for me to get rid of, a shirt that he hardly even wore. Like, it was like one of his last resort shirts. So that one is worn out. I don't care about it. It's not hard. But if I would put it in with all of the other clothes, one, it would be really hard for me to go through all of them. And then two, it's going to be hard for me because I'm like, oh, well, he wore it when he was little. I want to keep it. So watch, like, as soon as they start outgrowing clothes, that's the best time for you to start finding, okay, hey, let's go ahead, and he didn't really like this. I don't really want to keep it. I didn't like it. I didn't like seeing him in it. That kind of thing. Start getting rid of those items quickly so they don't grow in the sentimental category, okay? Then the third tip would be manage every laundry trip, okay? If you can't handle that, don't let it delay your laundry. But that's something that I try to do. Is right now my kids are little. I put away their clothes with my 6-year-old. We do it together, or like I have her hang her clothes, and then we go through them as we're putting them away. So pretty much every other week. I don't do it every single time we do the laundry because that's just a lot. We do a lot of laundry here. But maybe like every couple weeks, we go through her clothes and I say, does this still fit you? Does this still fit you? And she's growing out of things just so quickly that we're able to, we have to stay on top of it so that it's not overwhelming. And because we do this so often, she'll start doing it already. Last night, I was giving her some shorts, and she was like, Mom, those are too tight on me. And I'm like, okay, well, let's get rid of these. The day before that, she had already said, oh no, it was yesterday. There was an outfit she had just worn, actually, a shirt. And she said, Mom, that one's kind of weird. She said, what size is that? And it was like, I don't know, it was not clear. It was like an XL. I'm like, I don't even know what size that is. And she's like, yeah. She's like, I'd rather give that to somebody who needs clothes because it doesn't really fit me and my style. Because she knows at 6, her style. But what I love about that we've been doing it, that she makes decisions on her own. Sometimes she'll even she's done that with her books or her other clothes. She'll say, hey, Mom, I don't really need these anymore. I'd rather give them to somebody in need. She just gave some to one of my best friends, her little girl. She's like, these books are too little for me now, but they would be perfect for her. And she boxed them up and gave them like a gift. And it was so sweet. One, because of her heart and her thoughtfulness to want to bless somebody else with something, but it's also showing me like she can make those decisions on her own, and she's already learning a balance of what she has and what she needs. And I think it's really good. It was fun to me to see that because she's been working on that for a while, and that can be encouraging to you as parents, that you won't always have to do that for them, that they'll be able to self-maintain their own items and kind of let you know, hey, Mom, I'm growing out of these clothes, can we get some new ones, or can I trade these in, kind of thing. So those are my 3 big tips. I am going to work in this room, and I'm going to do it a little differently because we have been doing sort, edit, organize. But I want to go ahead and give you some organizational tips just in case you want to grab some of them or find the stuff around the house so that you can do it too. And that way, the next couple of days when you're working in the kids' clothes, you could use that system, okay? So I am going to scan this room for you guys really quick, just so y'all can see, because I'm going to kind of go through that step with you guys. Okay. Sorry, tripod's a little wobbly. I do like things like this on the door if they're used in a nice way. So we keep all of like our backup wipes. These are like, I keep the backup like crib sheets and stuff in here, and then like little socks and like little accessory things that just, they need a home and they need to be easily grabbed, but I don't need them all the time. And so I have them here. Okay. That's my pop socket. All right, so this bin is what I'm going to talk about in just a moment, but I'm letting you kind of see how these things kind of catch, right? So this is what's cluttery right here. So when I see clutter, I start to ask, why is there clutter right here? What's going on? Why did this catch here? Okay, let me think through. These socks, he was wearing this with a different outfit. Then I put him in a onesie that had footies, and I didn't feel like these were really dirty, so that's why they're here. So if they're not dirty, then I can put them with the clean things. Or if I feel like they are dirty, then I could put them in the hamper. Okay, so I just put those away. These, I think my husband tried to put these on our son and realized that he's not a newborn anymore. I'm crying. I hate it. This, look, I put that over there. I think, so I'm going to assume that's dirty because I didn't put it there and I don't trust it. All right. This right here is a little outfit that I thought I was going to put him in. I told you guys I have kind of some sensory things, so I kind of get nervous about putting my kids in them because I don't know if they have those things. But it's so cute. It's actually not bad. It's not too rough. I could put him in that. But we haven't gone out, so that's why that's chilling here, because it was with his coats by the door. Oop, that fell. Okay, these are some things. So this right here is going to go in my doomsday box because that doesn't go in here. So I'm moving that. Hold on, let me set up the tripod so I can use both my hands real quick. All right. Okay. This was, oh my goodness, sorry. This was a card that needs to go in his sentimental bin that I also need to make. Same thing here. So I'm putting these in my doomsday box. All right. This actually has a home right there so that it's not in the way. But he just poops all the time, so we have it out more. Okay, this was a gift. I'm still looking for the best spot in here to put it. I haven't quite found that yet. So for now, I'm going to put that in my doomsday box so that I can make a decision about it when I'm ready. Okay. Oh, this little band. Okay, obviously that needs to go to the sentimental box. Okay. All right, so scanning, finding anything else that, excuse me, that doesn't need to be in this space. Look at this tiny little clutter I've gotten blind to. I thought that I would figure out what this went to, and I haven't. It's been here for a few months, so I'm going to throw that in the trash. Because whatever is functioning without it. All right. Okay, clutter right here. So I love these balloons. I've been moving them around. They're a gift from my sister when he was born, but now... Look, this one is kind of drooping, and now they're kind of in my way. They're throwing off the room, so it's just time for them to be done. So I'm thankful for them, and now I get to move on, and I get to remove those. I'm going to put those in. Let's see. Doomsday bin. Because that's going to get out of this room. All right. Oh, there we are. See? It's a very tiny room. Okay, so now I've cleared out that clutter, and now I'm going to talk to you about the organizational thing that I think is going to be great in your kids' rooms, and I highly, highly, highly recommend doing this soon. Okay, so these bins I get, sorry, my voice is going out. All right, these bins, this one in particular I got from Walmart. They're like $6, $6 to $8. I can't remember exactly, but they're somewhere under $10. But I like this size. It's very good for me for what I need it for. And it doesn't get too heavy. It's clear so I can see what I need. What I suggest doing is when your kids are growing out of clothes and you are keeping them because you're going to maybe pass them down to your next kid. So for me, I've got 3 boys. So my oldest boy's clothes I'm definitely keeping because that helps save us some money. I don't keep everything. I just keep the items that I know that we're going to need. But having some kind of system where the clothes that they're growing out of are able to be kept. Now, hold on, let me turn around. Now, I am only a month postpartum, and you're not supposed to make any drastic decisions. So we're still family planning. We're still trying to figure out, okay, was this our last kid? Is this not our last kid? We want to adopt. So it's like, are we adopting next? Or, how long are we waiting right now? So we're still working on those decisions, right, for our family. So at this point in time, I am not wanting to get rid of the baby clothes yet, okay? Because I think there's a chance that hopefully, maybe we'll have another newborn in the home, and I'll get to use them again. Now, with that in mind, that means that my decision making is a little bit bigger because I know that I am wanting to have another kid. Whether biologically or through adoption, then that means that I'm going to keep a little bit more than I would if I thought that I was done having kids, right? If I was done having kids and I knew that for sure, then what I would do is select the outfits that really make me think of that child and put them in their sentimental bin. If I think it's going to be beneficial to that kid, if they one day have kids and want to see that outfit too. Be careful about that mindset though, because it can be very overwhelming to the person receiving the gift, right? Like if you've kept all the baby clothes and you just dump them on them, 20 years later, that's going to be overwhelming to them because they're like, well, what do I do with these clothes when I've already bought the new clothes that I wanted for my kid? My mom kept, I don't even know if she did this, but I think she just found it one time. My mom kept like one romper of mine and like had it randomly. She gave it to me and she was like, oh yeah, this was yours when you were a kid. I'm like, I didn't know you had anything like that. So it was, I knew she had jackets, but my daughter doesn't want to wear them. But this romper was so cute, and it was fun to see her in it, right? But it was one romper. My husband's mom kept a few outfits that we got to put them in, and they're newborns. Actually, that reminds me, I don't know, I think I already put them in a sentimental bin for Jude, because he's the oldest, so that he could have it for his kids. Maybe one day if he wants them, right? Because now that's a family heirloom. That's what his dad was in, and then maybe a grandson. We'll see. We don't know, right? But being very selective about those outfits is very important. Picking a couple is going to have more sentimental value than just throwing a whole bunch of clothes that your kid wore the whole time they were alive. So, when you go through the clothes, be thinking of that. Like, which ones really did say this kid to me? So we're about to look at these. All right. Oh, not that one. Sorry. I almost just dumped my phone down. Hey, Olivia. Okay, hold on. Oh, tripod. All right, here we are. See, there's more clutter. The diapers on the ground, but those are for my 2-year-old. Yes. So, oh, thanks, Olivia, for bringing that back up, because I didn't finish that thought, I think. Let me turn it back around. I'm not going to move my tripod again. But the memory bin, so I have a memory bin for each of the people in our family. I have, like mine has stuff from my childhood, but all the way to adulthood. We do have like a wedding bin, so that it take up mine or Michael's, but each kid has it. Now, Cosette's funny because she'll be like, can you put these clothes in my memory bin? I'm like, that's not what the memory bin is for all of your old clothes. But like picking your favorite outfit or so from each kind of like size range, I kind of let her do that because right now those are important to her and I want to give her a spot for that. And then as her memory bin gets full, I can show her like, hey, these are things that are taking up room in your memory bin. Are they still important to you now? Do you still want to keep them? And I can, of course, monitor that because there are going to be some things that she might not find sentimental that I think are worth saving for her. And so, we can balance that, right? But also letting her choose what things are most important to her so that her memory bin, her sentimental bin, when she moves out, Lord willing, one day, that she gets to take with her and know like those are treasures from her life. And it's not just things that I thought of her, which are also special and will go in her memory bin, but it's also things that she's collected over time that she feels attachment to. So I do suggest doing that. Okay, I'm gonna flip it back around. And that way you have a spot for all your sentimental stuff. I didn't finish telling you about this bin. Let me do this real quick. So with bins like this, especially for multiple people in your family, and for this example where I'm getting rid of smaller clothes and I'm moving them into something, then I need to clearly label because I just went through the boy stuff and it was so overwhelming when things were mixed. Even though I felt like I had done a good job, I did a better job this time. And these, I'm very scared of attachment to labels in my own home because I change things up so much. I'm always like trying to improve what I do. And so labeling things really stresses me out. However, these are little pockets. And these ones in particular are the index card size. So I literally write on this index card, hold on. So I don't have to cut anything. I don't have to print out anything. I can just write on this index card. They fit right in, and then it's adhesive, and I stick it to the edge of my bin over here, and all my stuff is labeled. if you don't have that stuff right now, guess what? You can just write on a piece of paper and stick it in there and it will do the same thing. I just, you know, of course, really prefer this look and prefer this style, and I have them. So that's what I'm going with. And it's just something that has really, really worked for me. And this bin has manger nativity stuff in it because I updated my Christmas items. My husband grabbed a few bins when he went to the store. And so I was able to add a few Christmas bins and use this clear one like I wanted. Olivia, you said you have label commitment issues too. They really do stress me out. Okay, so this whole drawer right here is newborn baby clothes. Okay. Some are new, but most of these have been with the other babies, which definitely creates that whole very sentimental attachment. But let me focus on, because I told you guys, you want to focus on the ones that you really do love that speak to that kid. And I got to tell you, when I found this little Grinch sweater, I was so excited because I just bought the whole family Grinch sweaters, and I hadn't picked one out for him yet because they didn't have any in that style for newborn. And I found this at the Once Upon a Child, and I knew I had to grab it. And so I was so thrilled to put him in this because he had his own little Grinch sweater, and it was so cute. So to me, this speaks Zeke. None of my other kids wore it. It wasn't shared. It was only his, and I was so happy to get it for him and see his cute little self in it, that's his. Another outfit, which is actually in the next size up, 0 to 3, is this little deer outfit that I put him, a little reindeer outfit, and I could not stop giggling seeing him in that outfit. And so that is an outfit I'm going to keep because it makes me just think of him and these first, few weeks of his life. That's what we want to hone in on, right? Like, those are worth keeping. Those are worth getting to talk to him and his, Lord willing, one day family that he can talk to them about, and we can just like giggle and look at those pictures, and that's going to be a cute moment, right? But let's see. So this one is just a plain gray onesie. Okay, but it's so cute, right? It's super cute. We love it. When we see it, we think of our babies in it, things like that. That is precious and sweet. But as far as the difference in this versus this, and you can hear it in the way that I'm talking about it, right? Like the way that this was and how intentional and purposeful it was for that kid. If I'm going to put something in a sentimental bin, clothes-wise, that's going to be it. I'm not going to keep this. Plus, think about all of the moms, like new moms who are having babies right now, like who would be blessed by having something like this versus me keeping it in my attic just because, right? Because if I do keep it in my attic for a long time, hoping I don't know what to do with it, but if I keep it in there, the style is going to change. The elastic is going to rot out, stains are going to come up on it, all these different things, and actually becomes a waste just keeping it for so long. So if you're trying to decide, if you're like, okay, I'm done having kids, I'm running, I've got to go through these clothes, they've outgrown it. If this was my last kid and I knew it, then I would be like, okay, I'd rather bless somebody with this item or sell it at a consignment sale or something like that, because it's not worth keeping long term. Okay, so those are things I'm thinking through, right? Now for me, I told you guys this is neutral. So if we had a boy again, if we had a girl again, I would be able to use this one again. If we're thinking in the near future, then that's something that I would keep in my attic to save for when or if we had another kid. Okay. I will go ahead and point out right now it's a little messy because I didn't put these away, honestly. But if you can see, even though it's a little messy, it's a little disheveled, that if you fold your clothes like this, and your kids' clothes like this, you can actually see all that you have. And if they have very colorful clothes, putting them in rainbow order is always a bonus, and I love that. But I like to keep my sleeper outfits all together, and then their onesies together. These are pants, but they fold like these, so I keep them together. Onesies, and then making room for like the sleepers and the blankets and the swaddles. But I told you guys I let this one kind of get carried away because we've moved to the next size, and this one needs to be dealt with. So I will be moving clothes into here, and anything that's strictly him, I will move to his sentimental bin. Okay. Let me talk about sure you actually rather see a face than just stare at that drawer. Let me point something out. Oh, we keep it warm in this room. Oh, it's hot because it gets really cold if we don't. Let me say. Oh yeah, if you haven't done the poll yet, let me know. I need to post about that again. Okay, so right now you're thinking through what should be in this space. Okay, obviously my baby's stuff needs to be in here. His clothes need to be in here, diapers, wipes, but not all the diapers and wipes, because I told you this is a small room, it's a small space, and if I have all of the extra diapers and all of the extra wipes in here, that's too much for the space, and it will be very cluttered very fast. So what I do is just have like a next like section of diapers, or next section of wipes in the drawer ready to go. Watching my wipes are up here now. Did I show y'all that drawer? I don't remember. Did I show y'all that? Okay. I'm not sure. Tell me if you need to see that diaper drawer. But I might post a picture too, so you can kind of see the transition of the clothes. His next size is 3 to 6 months. I'm not going to put all the 3 to 6 months in the drawer yet because it's a big category. It's apparently the size I buy everything in when I'm buying for my new babies. I have so many 3 to 6 months. And so that one is going to take up both clothing drawers, and I need to, I don't need that to be in here now. It's too much. So I'm going to wait on transitioning the new clothes, or the next size. I'm only going to focus on where he is now. Okay. I will get to the older kids' rooms tomorrow, but hopefully if you have older kids, you can still go ahead and get a system set up where you can have their outgrown items ready to go. As they outgrow them, you can go ahead and put them in the bin. You don't have to fold it if you don't want to. You can just throw them in there. You already have seen folding the clothes is going to be better. You can already think through what the intent is for your space, how you want it to function. You want to be able to find the clothes that you need. You want your kid to be able to find the clothes that they need. You want to be able to easily put them away when laundry is clean. Thinking through those things and clearing out things that are in the way of that is going to be where you should start today, okay? I'm decluttering, getting rid of those things that no longer fit the space. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. The baby is awake. I'm going to go and take care of him, but I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.